All right, now that we have learned more about plagiarism and APA style formatting, let's take a look on how we cite textually and at the end of our reference page. So this is for APA 7th style edition. There's many different styles out there, such as MLA, but we're focusing on APA 7th edition. So let's get started. So I have this template here for the front page. We have our page numbers at the top. We have our title, my name, the class, the date, the school, and the professor, all double spaced. And if you go down, so we're just going to look at an example prompt. So the prompt is write a 5-paragraph essay regarding memory and how it works. Make sure to include biological factors of how the brain retains memory. Okay, so we're going to the internet, right? And we're scouring for journal articles. And we find this one. It was on GCU's library. You could use other library databases. So I found this one, a new look at memory, retention, and forgetting. So I actually found a quote from this article that says, the clearest finding in research on memory is that as more time passes from when information was first learned, the less likely it is that it will be remembered. End of quote. So right now it's just open quote. There's no in-text citations. So we're going to need to do that. So first thing we do is space. We don't put a period like that. We actually end quote space parentheses, put the author's last name, which I believe is Radvansky. And since it has 2 or more authors, you put et al, period, comma, and the date. So 2021. All right, so now that we've put in our in-text citation, we're going to practice paraphrasing. So let's put a paraphrase sentence. Okay, so let's read the quote. The clearest finding in research on memory is that as more time passes from when information was learned, the less likely it is that it will be remembered. So you can put, as time passes, comma, memory in humans tend to decline and is less likely to be remembered. Now I'm going to catch myself right here. Less likely to be remembered is already used right here. So I'm actually not going to write that anymore. And is... Alright, I'm going to put and is not easily remembered. If increased time has passed. Okay, let's read it. As time passes, memory in humans tend to decline and is not easily remembered if increased time has passed. Okay, so now we can cite this. We know we've already cited it at the top, so we know we can just copy it. And then we're going to want to end, forgot to explain this, we want to end it with a parentheses, close parentheses, and a period at the end. So that's closing the whole sentence. We don't want a period like this and then another period, because then it's just it's not relevant to the sentence anymore because there's a period. So delete that, keep a space. It looks weird, I know, but that's how it looks when you textually incite. So now let's go to our reference page and start typing our reference. So Radvansky and then I cheated a little bit, so we're just gonna look at all the authors and copy and paste them. You would have to manually do this, but since there's 4 authors, you have to include all of them. So let's just delete this. So I have the author's last name, first initials, author's last name, first initials, last name, first initials, last name, first initials. And then there's an and sign right here to include him at the very end, or them, he, she, I don't really know, based on the last name. Sorry about that. But we know that we want to put the date next. So it was published in 2021, period. Put that in parentheses. And then we look at the title. So the title is A New Look at Memory, Retention, and Forgetting. But notice how only the first letter is capitalized. Even though it's a title, in APA 7th, we only capitalize the first letter of the first word, and then it's all lowercase letters going further. And then we have the Journal of Experimental Psychology, Learning, Memory, and Cognition. That's going to be the journal article title. And so we want that to be italicized. And as you can see, there's uppercase letters for each word title. And then at the very end, we put a period, and then we put the DOI. A DOI is basically just the website link version to the journal article if you're using like a database. So instead of like copying and pasting, let's just say this into here, it gives you that. But if you click on that, it's not gonna bring you to anything. See? Okay. So we don't want that. We want the DOI. And how you can access the DOI is by going to the journal article. And you can find the DOI right here. It looks like digital object identifier right here. You can copy and paste that right there. So that's will actually bring the teacher or whoever's grading your paper to the actual database, and they can actually see what reference you used. So that is all I have for you guys today. I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great week.